children in Kentucky grow up knowing about Daniel Boone, that he led explorers into Kentucky. Rarely is it mentioned that he was accompanied by enslaved people. Well, in my research, I have uncovered that an enslaved man named Captain Jack Hart, was with Daniel Boone at the time, 1775. The American Revolutionary War was still going on. My research from about the USCT, the role of the 5th and 6th U.S. Cavalry, more or less helped to inspire my interest in African American jockeys, the contributions the horsemen had made to the development of the thoroughbred industry here in Kentucky, which is the signature industry of the state. It's becoming pretty well known that African American jockeys won 15 of the first 28 Kentucky Derbies. The first Kentucky Derby was run in 1875, and it was won by Oliver Lewis. The last African American jockey to win the Kentucky Derby was Jimmy Winkfield, and he won the 1901-1902 Derby. The reality is their great contributions were overshadowed by their being pushed out. At Churchill Downs in Louisville, there is a statue of Aristides, the horse that Oliver Lewis rode when he won the Kentucky Derby. So the horse is there, but not the jockey. That's, given the signal achievement that was, it is one of the areas that needs to be addressed. So to my knowledge, the most visible memorial to these African American jockeys are the cemeteries where they are buried, if in fact their tombstones, grave markers, have survived vandalism, and such cannot be guaranteed. The African Cemetery number 2 in Lexington, where I've done considerable research, holds a small community of the remains of horsemen. Remove the images, remove the representation, and it's easy to propagandize that there is no history, there is no culture. So I think it's an age-old strategy that has unfolded over the centuries, all with the intent of erasing positive images of the country, of African people, or people of African descent. My mission is to uncover and to bring to light the contributions that have been ignored and overlooked. Will I live long enough to do that? Probably not. So a part of my mission, and part of why I've chosen to work at a historically Black university, is with the intent and the possibility of reaching African American youth and getting them to understand, to learn about their history and their heritage, and to recognize that there need to be, soldiers in line preparing to replace people like me to keep it going, to understand that this history that has been obliterated for 6,000 years, okay, is going to need to be carried on generation after generation. Once we know who we are, we know our abilities are unlimited. I think that we need to understand the ancestral biographies so that we have a better footing. People of African descent were taught, one, to detach from any connection to the continent of Africa, and therefore this sense of being no historic, the sense of having no historic connection, no relevance to anything that had happened before today, I think is something that has served as an injustice. And who was it, Malcolm X used to say, who taught us to hate ourselves? I think that's a part of why I spend my time trying to undo some of what's been done by showing that which hasn't been revealed.